everybody. I'm Cassidy, one of your Indianapolis Colts cheerleaders, and you're watching the Believe in Colts podcast.
What's going on, Colts Nation? I'm Lawrence Owen, back with you with Gerard Powers and Rodney McLeod as we go over the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans and the bigger news to many Colts fans that happened yesterday during the press conference with Frank Reich. But first, we're going to talk about the game itself. All right, the Indianapolis Colts, look, they didn't take a butt whooping by any stretch of the imagination. It was a close game for the majority of the second half. The Colts lose 19-10 in Tennessee. I think the defense played like heartfelt. I don't know how the defensive players out there could play as tough as they did the entire game, while the offense was just giving the ball back to the Titans all the time. But hey, Gerard, what's your initial thoughts about this game?
I'm with you. I think the defense is playing well. The one thing I will tell fans is, when you're playing, especially when you're an athlete and you're on a team and you're playing, especially on a professional level, and Rodney can attest to it, when the offense or when something that you can't control, another offense, like the offensive group, special team stuff that you're not on, you don't necessarily worry about, because you know that everybody over there is trying to figure it out. They're trying to do the best that they can as well. So when you're in that moment and like Rodney said, defense is playing great and all that, you're really just focused on your task at hand. You're not sitting there saying, oh, the offense need to do this or the offense need to do that, because in real time, it's so many adjustments and so many things that's going on in a game to where you're trying to iron out every possible mistake or situation you can on the sideline, and then when it's your time to go back on the field, you just go back on the field and focus on what you got to focus on. So defensively, and Rodney, you could tell me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure when the season started or before every game, when it comes to total yards as far as a goal for a defense, the goal is like 299. You want to be under 300 yards total, as far as giving up to an offense. And then when you look at the Titans game and you look at the stats, I'm a stat guy, right? And I always go back to the facts, and then you review the film and you can come up with a good thing. And you look at the stats, you give up only 254 yards in an NFL game. I'm telling you that's winning football all day. But this is how it can get kind of misconstrued. And Rodney will tell you, if we give up touchdowns in the red zone and only give up 260 yards total, we played awful. Because at the end of the day, I would rather give up 500 yards total and only field goals every time they get in the red zone, rather than not give up any, and every time they get in the red zone, they score. So to see that the defense is playing, I guess, total football from top bottom, from the back end all the way down to the guys in the trenches that's stopping the run, it's complementary football at the end of the day, and you can win with that. So with our offensive struggles and all that, the fact that we've been in these games the last few weeks has been because of the defense. And I think now as a team, we know that, hey, we got to play to our defense. We have to play, to what our defense can do, because if our defense don't play well, we don't have a shot at all right now, just in my opinion. So every week these guys going out there and playing at the way that they're playing, I just think they're going to continue and get better and better and better, and the turnovers are going to come. I think that's the only thing we've been missing as a defense, is just getting more turnovers, and I think that's going to happen because, like Rodney again can attest to it, turnovers come in bunches. I mean, you go weeks without touching the ball in the game, then all of a sudden you get a little PBU here and you get a little tip ball there, and they just start rolling. So I think that's what's about to happen with our defense. I think we're about to start changing the game and the outcomes to some of these close games, because the turnovers are about to spike up as far as we taking the ball and not giving it away.
Basketball is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. As your continued source for all sports wagering information, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events, whether that's NFL, NBA, NHL, MMA, tennis, boxing, even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use that promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. Bet online, where the game starts.
No, based on the game, from a defense perspective, I felt like we played well, and Gerard, you just spoke about it. You look at the total yards, but then you match it up with total points allowed, and that was one thing going into this game that we said that we needed to improve on. In particular, is our red zone defense. Third down, we're doing a fairly good job, but particularly in the red zone, we've given up a lot more points than we would have liked. And if we could find a way to maybe get 2 stops, make those 3 points instead of 7, man, that gives our team a great chance to win. And so this was the number 1 ranked, red zone offense coming into it. And we held them to 4 field goals, and that's what you want to see. But selfishly, we feel as though we still didn't do enough, because you have to be able to analyze the game that way. Like, yes, we're giving ourselves credit. We did a good job, but it wasn't good enough. How do we create more turnovers? We know that the opportunities in the air were very limited, but how do we get the ball off a Derrick Henry, knowing that they gave him the ball 30 times? How many strip attempts did we have, or opportunities did we leave out there? Could we have been better on maybe a couple third downs to get off the field and give our offense another chance to put points on the board, because it's all about field position. And so, I look at a couple third downs in that game, one that I was a part of. Man, there's so much that goes into that play and the details along that play that mattered, that would have helped us out. And then, man, Hooper just making an amazing play. It's just, you just got to credit. It's like there's no way. When I got it off, I'm like, there's no way he makes that catch. But just the way the football guys worked that Sunday, man. But at the end of the day, for us, we have to continue to hold teams to the slow scoring games, be effective on third down, be effective in the red zone, and more importantly, create more turnovers. And we're going to need more of that this upcoming Sunday. So we were able to come away with 1, but we know what they did. They put points up on their side of the ball, and they were able to be up, I think, +2 on us in the turnover difference.
First off, you did a fantastic job on Sunday. I watched that game probably 5 times since it happened. And what I liked about that, you're right, that Austin Hooper kid, how in the world did he pull that? That was some Julian Edelman crap, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Like one of those David Tyree moments in the Super Bowl. Like you're like, come on, like
on the replay, it looked like when he was going to the ground, like when he got hit and the ball comes out as he was going to the ground, it kind of, when he's bracing his hand down, the ball falls on top of his hand. So it's kind of like, it was just weird. It's just like, damn, the ball did not touch the ground.
They put the sticky on the top of the glove now. Like,
that was a heck of a catch, though. Heck of a catch by them.
The Colts defense, I don't know if there's a better team in the NFL at gang tackling. This Colts defense swarms to the football, and you guys do such a great job of getting to the football as a team. I remember watching one play where Derrick Henry was running up the gut. He had a guy on his ankle, a guy on his left, a guy on his right, and you jumped on his back because that was the only space left, right? And I'm like, what? That's the mentality that I love seeing in a defense that I'm rooting for sure. What are we talking about when it comes to Derrick Henry, as a matter of fact? Because Henry's averaging 150 yards a game against the Indianapolis Colts, and that's rough. And it's been happening year after year. He's been doing it. I think this is the 5th straight game that he inside of a 5-game stretch now, he is averaging 150 yards a game. And to me, that's we got to find a way to stop that. We had him for the most part in the first half. I think he was averaging like 2.3 yards a carry. and then obviously the second half happened and he broke a couple runs. He broke a couple, not huge monsters. I think he had one for like 25, which it's Derrick Henry. That kind of thing is going to happen occasionally. But what was some key moments in this game besides obviously the Austin Hooper situation that we just got done talking about? Some key moments that you remember in this game uh, that either you wish could have happened a different way or that you saw one way and think that maybe we could have reacted a different way to maybe make a bigger play on a situation.
Yeah, it was. I think when you look at Derrick Henry, they gave him the ball 30 times, and I think because we gave up two late explosive runs, maybe one for 23 at the end of the game to kind of seal it, another one for like 11, that actually put him over the 100-yard mark for the day. But he's a massive guy, and I think that's what makes him, who he is. His body frame, his ability to run behind, his offensive line. He does a good job at not losing yardage and always finding a way to fall forward. So you got to tip your hat there, and I feel like we did a great job. But a couple runs that led to creating points. One, they ran a stretch earlier in the game. I think Gilly made a heck of a tackle
Yep.
and got it down, and that may have went for about 25 yards itself. I think we only gave up maybe 7 explosives on the day and a couple runs and a couple passes. So that in particular, that led to them being able to kick field goals. And I think when we looked at it and talking to Gus, every time, we gave up maybe one explosive, it did lead to points, right? And we talk about the explosive game plan every single week is we got to limit those as much as possible. And like I said, I felt like we did a fairly good job for the most part, but that play in particular hurt. I think you look at a 3rd and 8 where Hooper may have called in the flats and we kind of had them there. We make a better tackle. We're off the field. And those are the missed opportunities that we're talking about, right? Because we felt like there weren't much, we didn't get many opportunities to create turnovers, but there were opportunities for us to find a way to get off the field a lot sooner than we did. And, we're just looking at that and being very critical of ourselves. And so those are a few plays that stand out to me and put them in position to be able to kick field goals. And on that last field goal, man, Ben came right through. He almost had it after looking at the film. So, man, guys put it on the line, man. They put their bodies on the line, and we knew what was at stake. It was a chance for us to be in control of our own destiny. But, now, that's obviously behind us, and we have to move forward. And it hurt. It crushed us, but nobody's going to feel sorry for us moving forward. So pick yourself off the ground, man. Get up, brush your shoulders off, and let's get back to work.
Gerard, you've been watching every game of the Indianapolis Colts this year. We've seen the offensive line struggles. We've seen Matt Ryan turn the ball over more than anyone in the NFL, whether it's most interceptions on the season, the most fumbles in the season. I think he leads the league in sacks taken, I think, also. What are your thoughts on how the offensive line and Matt Ryan played this past game?
Oh, obviously not good enough. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a win league. You want to win every game that you play, and then the ones that you lost, I mean, it hurts you. Whether that's losing a job, whether that's losing a division, or whatever the case may be, losses hurt within the organization. So when you watch the O-line play and you watch Matt Ryan play right now, I mean, it's just not winning football. We're not doing enough to win games and to sustain offensive success. I mean, we got players. It seemed like the wide receiver group is starting to come around. Guys are starting to elevate their games a little bit, depending on the circumstances. I think right now we need to for surely clean up the offensive line issues. I don't know what's the main issue. I don't know if it's a chemistry thing, the right guys in the right place, or whatever the case may be. But we're gonna have to find ways to be successful in the run game somehow. I don't think it's like the pass game that's killing us. It's our inability to be able to be successful within our run game, and that's our best player, Jonathan Taylor, and he can't, create lanes and create holes for himself. Now, he runs hard, and I'm not saying that the O-line's not playing hard, but we just have to figure out what we have to do to kind of shore up some of these lanes, because as Rodney will tell you, if we're able to run the ball, those guys get longer breaks, when they're off the field. When we're able to get first downs and, move the ball and have success in the running game, man, it just makes the whole feel of the team goes better just because the machine is going. But whenever you become one-dimensional, I mean, it's just hard to play that way. When you can't do one thing and you're forced to do another, I mean, it's just hard. It'll be like on defense, if we can't stop the run, I mean, if we're just stopping a run and we force a team to just only pass, it's going to make Rodney's job and all those other guys' job a lot easier, because you're going to know what's coming, at the end of the day. So we're going to have to find – we're gonna have to find some way to get Jonathan Taylor and Hines better rushing lanes. But at the quarterback position, I mean, we just got to protect the ball. I mean, that's our main problem right now, is just we're giving the other offense way more opportunities to come on the field against our defense than us just settling for a punt or going down and score, moving the field position and all that. But we just can't continue to give the ball away at the quarterback position.
Absolutely, you can't. Look, Rodney says, that they don't really. You even said, actually, Gerard, that the defense, when you're a defensive player, you can't really, think about what the offense is doing. But in all honesty, if they keep giving the ball away, that just makes it hard, right, for a defensive player. No matter whether or not, it still makes it more difficult, especially if you turn the ball over in the red zone. I guess that ain't too bad. It's not as bad. The only problem is if it's a pick six in the red zone, then that's point differential, big time, right? Like that pick six, that's a minimum 10-point swing right there, right? Minimum. So yeah, that right there was the game. So, I mean, obviously you can look at a lot of plays and say, well, if this didn't happen or this didn't happen or this didn't happen, but that one specific play was a guarantee. If it did not happen, we probably win this game. But hey, so Rodney, I'm not obviously I'm a fan and an analyst. I'm not a coach. I'm not a player in the NFL, but just suggesting, next time the Indianapolis Colts have to face the Tennessee Titans and Derrick Henry, I say take Grover Stewart, Big Grove, off the defense and put him on scout team running back. All right. I'm sure he'd be all for it. He'd be like, I get to carry the football. That'd be, might be a little rough on the defensive guys, though.
Yeah. Shout out.
My fault. I was about to say, I think we would have, like Rodney said, if we didn't give up a couple of them big ones at the end, I think, man, we do, good job versus Derrick Henry. It's just sometimes if you jump out of a gap, it's not like that, he's running over everybody and we can't tackle him. It's when he hits that gap clean. That's when he causes the most damage or whatnot. So Derrick does a good job in just pounding you. And as soon as you make a mistake, he capitalizes off it. He's probably one of the best running backs in the league, and just being patient enough until letting the defense make a mistake and him hitting the hole. Because, I mean, Rodney will tell you at safety, if Derrick Henry's coming at you full speed and he's untouched through the B gap, I mean, your chances of making that tackle in open field is slim to none.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. It's a shout out to my dog JB for getting him down at the end of the game too, because I don't know how he did it. He grabbed everything. He grabbed glove, forearm, then down to the ankles. But that just shows you like the pride that we have, you know what I'm saying, as a defense, man, and the mentality that we had all the entire game from start to finish, that, regardless if one breaks, we're gonna get him down. But let's not allow him to get in the end zone. Let's not do that.
Absolutely. Well, Rodney, I know that you got to leave, so
I appreciate it. Yes. That man Chris John, he a legend too. I had a pleasure of going against him a couple times. Made a couple of nice little tackles on him. But
When you
Oh,
was in
nice.
Philly, when I
nah,
was
when
in,
I
yeah.
was at
Oh,
Rams.
Rams.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's.
right. That's right. That's
I
right.
was gonna say
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
been a minute
Yeah,
for
yeah, it's been a
yeah.
minute.
I'm about to say I played with Chris in Arizona. That's my guy. Good dude.
Oh
Real good
yeah,
dude.
yep, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, we
There he is.
did.
Yeah, we played.
Yep.
Yeah,
We yeah,
yeah.
we
That's
got
all.
came to Philly. I did play. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that is true. That
My
is true. Much
guy.
respect.
Yo, yo,
My guy. What's good?
what's up? What's up?
I'm
Chilling.
gonna go ahead and get on out of here, man. Much respect, Chris. Legend, man.
Believe that.
Yeah.
As we saw Rodney McLeod leave, we bring in a very special guest, former running back for the Tennessee Titans, the great CJ2K, Chris Johnson. Thanks for joining the show, man.
What's happening, man? Thanks for having me, man.
My God, man. We gotta give him his flowers a little bit more. Now I played against him, so I already know the impact he had, especially on a lot of running backs today. It's a lot of Chris Johnsons in the league today. So I want to make sure we give you your flowers, man. Mr. 2K himself.
Appreciate you, man.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
played together, and we played together.
Yeah, and
Yep.
we played together AZ, my guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Chris, just in case some people out here don't know where to find you, you can take a moment and tell people where they might be able to, stuff that's going on in your life and where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, my Instagram is Chris Johnson 28. So Chris Johnson TWO8. My Twitter is Chris Johnson 28. Everything that I got going on and all that stuff is on my Instagram, my Twitter. You can find me there, whatever you need.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, my first question for you going into this game, what'd you think of the game overall, the Titans and Colts, this past game?
Well, I think as Titans, I think we kind of got back to our formula where we're going to play defense. We're going to run the ball. Derrick Henry had 30 carries, 128 yards. So I think we kind of got back to the old Titan way of playing football. And I think that's our formula, and I think that's how we're going to win games. Ryan Tannehill only threw the ball 20 times. So that's pretty much our formula. And, it was a low-scoring game, and it worked our way.
Man, talking about Derrick Henry a little bit, I just want to hear your thoughts about him and the success he's had in the career, because I'm going to go on record and saying this. Him coming out of Alabama, I didn't think that his game was going to be as good as it was. I'm not saying I didn't think he was going to be good, but I didn't think that his running style was going to adjust well in the league, because I thought he was just a power back. But
Right.
you see the speed that he can do, and then obviously the type of back that you were. Compare y'all a little bit, but talk about the success Derrick had since he's been with the Titans.
Oh, man, he's been doing a phenomenal job, man. Like, just being able to be that big of a guy and still have that home run ability. Like, a guy like that, you continue to hand him the ball off. By the time you get the third or fourth quarter, man, them guys don't want to keep hitting Derrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that they say in the thing he's probably 230, man. He got to be at least 250, 260. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to continue to hit him, man. And like, just like me and his game is kind of like, we both are those type of guys where you just got to continue to hand the ball off, continue to hand it, because eventually that long one gonna come. You're gonna break the horse's back, and that long one gonna come. And just like me, I don't think I really seen Derrick break out and somebody come and run him down. Like, he got sneaky speed. It's crazy. So, yeah.
So the Titans have had their problems with injuries over the last few years, and yet Mike Vrabel somehow finds a way to get this team ready week in and week out. What have you seen from this coach, the Mike Vrabel led Tennessee Titans that can attribute to that?
Man, it's just crazy. Like, man, ever since he got in, like, it's like the next man up approach. Like, every time, and like someone is always stepping up. Like, shoot, last year when Derrick got hurt, we had Foreman step in, and he was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Yeah.
always that next man up approach. And what I don't think a lot of people understand is like, yes, you might have your starting offense or your starting defense, but everybody that's if you able to make it to the NFL, everybody is good.
Can play.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's just been we've been blessed to have that our backups is not a big drop off from the starters. You know what I'm saying? So going with that next man approach, man, it always worked out for us.
Man, what do you see this? How far can you see this Titan team go? I mean, like you talked about Tannehill. It's obviously that Vrabel and the Titan coaches, the B is not going to put it in Tannehill's hand to win a game. We know it's Derrick Henry's team, but you look at them defensively, man, for years. That's to me, that's been kind of the backbone a little bit, and they got some guys in the secondary can play, linebackers that can run, a good D line. How far do you see this Titan teams going? Far as deep in the season playoffs, what you think?
Man, I think we go far. I think we go far. We started off pretty slow. Derek included. You know what I'm saying? Start off slow, but everybody always know that the defense is gonna be far ahead of the offense. It's just like that. The offense, they
Yeah,
eventually catch their stride throughout the season and stuff like that. And I think we right where we want to be. We know if we stick to what we do, if we run the ball, keep it in their hands. Don't let Tannehill go out there and throw it 30, 40 times. No, we need to run the ball, and play defense. You know what I'm saying? Just play defense. I think we'll be all right. I think we definitely get in them playoffs, and we are built for the
for the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Man, when you get in the playoffs and it's cold, bad weather, you got to have a running game. I know they say defense win championships, but I believe running game win championships.
I
So,
like that.
I
yeah,
think I think it kind of goes hand in hand in the playoffs in the cold weather. Running game,
right,
defense. Running game,
right.
defense.
Mhm.
Take us back. That Austin Hooper catch late in the game. What was that? All right. What was your reaction to that catch?
Man, it was crazy, and I ain't gonna lie, man. Like before, when Austin Cooper, when he was with the Browns, I had him on my fantasy team, and he wasn't doing nothing for me. Now we got him over here, and he's making plays, man. That catch, it was just awesome, man. It was crazy.
How often do you get back to Nashville? I mean, I know you like a god in Nashville when it comes to you going back to the Titans, and everybody love to see you. I know culturally you kind of changed the perspective of a lot of people too, because I know your story and we talked about it how certain teams wanted you to change your image, cut your dread, like try to do all this type of stuff, and you stayed true to yourself. And like I said, you look in the league now. I mean, you see a lot of Chris Johnsons in the league, and just speak on your impact in the NFL and a little bit about your story on how you stayed true to yourself.
Okay, yeah. So shoot, I go back all the time, man. Like I love that place. That place, they made my dream come true. Um, even my brothers, they live up there now. Like I'm back in Florida, they still live in Nashville. They didn't leave, so I go back all the time. Me and Miss Amy, we got a great relationship. So I always go back to the game, and I go to the suite and watch the game with her or whatever. Um, it's just a great place, man. The culture, man, the city, all of that is lovely, man. And like I just feel like that whole city, like they embrace me. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, they want you to change your image sometime and do this, take your gold teeth out or do this or whatever like that. And they just accepted me how I was. Like um, none of the coaches, none of those ever came to me and was like, do this or do that for the Titans or whatever like that. So it was just for me to be able to come in and be myself and do all that, like it was just even better. But that still come with like you got to be doing your thing on the field for them to accept you how you is. So, and I was lucky enough
That's
to
true.
come in ground running like from my first year, like 1,300 yards as a rookie, and just keep it going from there.
Awesome. That is awesome. So, let's see who are you playing next week? The Titans. I know you just came off a bye, which
Ooh.
is amazing. Now Vrabel just extended his all-time record after a bye to 5-0, if I remember correctly, right? I mean, talk about that. talk about how good Vrabel is after a bye. That's crazy.
Man, it's crazy, man. Like, anytime, shoot, you be hurting for a bye. You be waiting for, especially when you got a lot of guys injured and hurt. We need to get to a bye week, reset ourselves, get everybody back healthy, and make adjustments. Because, everybody go into the season saying, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Our plans is to do this. And then when you get a chance to get that bye week, it's time for the players and the coaches to sit back and be like, okay, well, this is not working how we thought it was going to work. So we got to go in this direction. I do this, you know what I'm saying? And he's been a guy that been able to come in there and make adjustments. We know in this league, everybody is good. Everybody got good coaches, good coaching, but it's all about adjustments. So if you can't make the right adjustments, then it ain't gonna be good for you. And he's been able to make those adjustments, and he's been doing great.
All right, my last question I got for you, my guy. I'm gonna put you on the spot too. I gotta put you on the spot. You can't name Derrick Henry top 3 running backs in the league right now. Your opinion?
My opinion, I gotta go with Nick Chubb, and it's not in any order, but I'm going my 3 right now. Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, and JT, man. JT.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to change it up. I want to hear your guys' best run defenses in the NFL right now, top 3.
My top 3, both of you. I'll go first. My top 3. I know Chris probably don't even watch defense like that. He's so used to having that ball. And my top 3. My top 3 run defense. Obviously, I'm gonna go. Ooh, it's tough, man. It's changing in the league too, because I wanted to put Tampa up there, but they ain't been playing as well as they need to lately. I'm gonna say Philly. I'm gonna say obviously the Colts. Statistically, Colts been playing a run good all year. It's just whenever they play Derrick Henry, we have an issue. So I have the Colts up there, and then I'm gonna say Baltimore, man. And even though they haven't been playing defensively like of old, just knowing how them guys go about their business and the thought process in that system, it's still tough to run the ball on a good Baltimore defense. So I'm gonna go with them 3.
Right. I'm gonna go with Dallas. Dallas been playing some good defense. They've been playing some pretty good defense. He took like you say, Baltimore. I like them, and I gotta go with Buffalo. I gotta go Buffalo.
Yeah,
they're playing some good defense over there. In the match with that offense, they gonna be. Man, I kind of like them as a Super Bowl, going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they look good. They look good in every phase too.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, last year after the Rams got Stafford, I called the Rams to win the Super Bowl, and as soon as Buffalo went and got Von Miller, I was like, well, the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl, and that's looking that way. So, hey, man, I really appreciate you coming on and joining us, just kind of reminiscing a little bit of between 2 former players, 2 former teammates, man. That's awesome. We don't get to have that a whole lot when, know. But, hey, I appreciate it. Again, let people know where they can find you on social media, and tell them a little bit about your what is that, Smash and Dash, right?
Yeah, Smash and Dash. So yeah, now we got the Smash and Dash podcast. Me and Lindell White, my old teammate at Tennessee, man. We have been thinking about doing it for a while, and we always going back and forth on certain topics and stuff like that. And sure, the only thing we was missing was the cameras recording it. So it ain't been a hard transition. It's been pretty much easy, like coming up with topics and just talking about it because we already do it or whatever like that. So yeah, we got that Smash and Dash. You can find that Instagram page, Smash and Dash Podcast. I'm Chris Johnson 28 TWO8 on Instagram. You can find all my stuff there.
Hey, tell Lindell, man, tell him he good in front of that camera, man, that personality, that outspoken personality. Next time y'all go, Tell them the 04 Auburn Tigers would have beat them in the national championship if they played. So, yeah, bring that up. Tell them to bring that up. Tell them they didn't want to see Auburn in 04.
Definitely. I got him. I got him.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. This has been Believe in Colts, brought to you by Bet Online, and as usual, go Colts.
Do you believe?